Nadje Noordhuis, long-standing member of the ensemble.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm doing just fine. Just out in the middle of nowhere, waiting for things to get better.
I'm sure that'll be any day now.
Any day now.
We obviously go back quite a ways.
Your band was one of the very, very first ones that I was asked to play in, so that was super exciting for me. I remember it was our first gig at the Brooklyn Lyceum. Oh, we're playing in a converted bathhouse. This is my scene. The atmosphere is always really fun, and it's always very funny, and the people are awesome. So to me, it's a pretty winning combination.
I'm wondering if you have a specific approach toward playing in this band.
When you give me the music, I think there's a lot of swearing. There's the raising of fists. Why? In terms of playing what's actually on the page, that's one aspect that has its own life. And then the other part, which is like really unique, is the fact that you will just give me space that just says like, play or just go. And I don't get to do that anywhere else, and I never have. There's such freedom in that and such trust, and I appreciate that. I like to sort of contrast with what I know is coming.
I don't know why I would write anything specific in those moments if you're just going to play like that. Like, no point to be writing, because it is different every time, and it's still so uniquely you every time.
I can never remember what I did last time, so
I wonder what's going through her head right now.
Probably thinking, what's for lunch?
There's been a couple gigs where I've wondered what's going through your head, and
That wasn't my fault.
that definitely wasn't your fault. With respect to this particular record, if you have a favorite track,
to me, it's the overall arc. The capacity to actually listen to the album from start to finish, I think, is a really beautiful gift. I think it's just a really wonderful way of absorbing the message, but also just the most powerful as well. Each part stands on their own anyway. I mean, I think to me, finding a way to make them all work together is really challenging. I know when I've put together my own albums or other people's albums, I spend so much time trying to get the order just so it's a really important aspect.
We're billing this as a protest record. I'm wondering if that has any particular significance.
Yeah, I mean, I've lived here 17 years, and to me, I feel like a witness. I mean, especially lately, it's just sort of mind-boggling. It is absolutely protest music, and more timely than ever. The first time that I experienced I can see my country from here, I couldn't make the gig or the rehearsals, but I actually was in the audience. And that was really interesting to be on the other side of that. I mean, there's so much in it. There's like the power and the anger, but there's also the beauty in it as well. So I just think it very much encapsulates all the elements that are going on right now.
That just sucks so hard that you could be here for almost 2 decades and still feel like you're on the outside of it.
To be an expat is really, it's sort of almost being a witness in both countries. I've always had a hatred for politics because it's just so awful, but it sort of gets to the point that you can't sort of stick your head in the sand about it. I need to have the energy to try and uplift others. The only thing I can do is really share some Facebook posts and donate money and play this music. That's sort of my contribution, which is incredibly small, but all I can manage at this point. Is the band that you have now what you had in mind, or has this been sort of a bit of a surprise?
From the second I was serious about music, I knew I was a large ensemble composer in what we'll call the jazz vocabulary. My first compositions were for big band.
Wow.
They're terrible. They'll never see the light of day, but I do have them in a box somewhere.
Excellent.
But yeah, the politics, that I think that comes with an expanding awareness of oneself and one's place in the world. Yeah, I basically knew at 15 I wanted to be broke for the rest of my life. I'm just wondering if there's things that you feel people should know.
I really enjoy being a section player. I think there's an art to it. Obviously, intonation is incredibly important, but articulation and phrasing with the lead player and dynamics, it's just a very different mindset and skill set to when I'm playing my own music or being my own band leader.
To hear like an entire brass section with a unified concept and a unified breath really is just, it is one of the most magical things. I always feel like I'm missing out on something.
Yeah, you are.
I know. On our next interview, we'll have you tell the story of the drubbing that I took the last time we played Rummy.
Oh, you loved it. You loved it.
Embarrassing. Anyway, I miss you.
I miss you too.
We will do this again soon, hopefully.
Yes. Excellent.